Pope Francis sends an encouraging message to Catholics in Russia. The Holy Father's comments came on the 30th anniversary of the establishment of administrators for Catholics in Moscow and Siberia. Catholics are a very small religious minority in the former Soviet Union, as the country primarily is Russian Orthodox. EWTN News Rome Correspondent Colm Flynn joins us now. Colm, great to see you. So tell us, what did the Pope have to say to mark this anniversary?
Good evening, Tracy. Well, to mark the 30th anniversary of the appointment of apostolic administrators to Moscow and Siberia after the collapse of the Soviet Union, Pope Francis has released the message of encouragement to Latin Rite Catholics in Russia to give witness to the gospel. In the message to the community, Pope Francis said he wished that this commemoration would stimulate the entire Catholic community in Russia to be, quote, an evangelical seed. He went on to express his closeness to the community there 3 decades after the Soviet Union fell, and said that he hoped the entire community would continue on a vocational path and that the people there would be a witness, which he said was not only good for your soul and for your faith, but also good for society as a whole. He said this anniversary was an opportunity to grow by following the gospel.
And Colm, can you give us some historical context of the importance of those apostolic administrator appointments 30 years ago?
Of course. Well, 3 decades ago, Tracy, when the Soviet Union had collapsed, Pope John Paul II appointed these apostolic administrators to Russia and Siberia to re-establish and start rebuilding the Catholic Church in what had been the USSR, because after 70 years of persecution and brutal oppression, there were effectively no visible signs of Catholicism left across most of what was then the region, the Soviet Union. It had been illegal to organize church gatherings, build church structures, and the penalties if you were caught were quite severe. People of faith lived in fear and had been completely cut off from practicing their faith in the community of the church. So at the time when Pope John Paul II made these appointments, the church rejoiced, especially in Russia, as it was a sign from the Pope, who of course was from Poland, who knew all too well about religious persecution, that the Universal Church had not forgotten the people of Russia and was ready to re-establish itself there straight away.
And Colm, before I let you go, can you kind of give us an idea of what the Catholic Church is like in Russia today?
Well, Tracy, 3 decades on, the Catholic Church is still very small in Russia, around 0.1% of the population. That's around 140,000 people out of a population of 144 million. The majority of the population is affiliated with the Russian Orthodox Church. In fact, the Pope signed this message as he was paid a visit by the Bishop of the Russian Orthodox Church, Metropolitan Hilarion Alfiev. He was participating in an interreligious gathering at the Vatican, and also together he and the Pope, they issued a joint appeal calling for net zero carbon emissions as soon as possible. Tracy?
Colm, thank you so much. Colm Flynn, EWTN News Rome Correspondent. Thank you again. Great to see you.
Thank you, Tracy.